Hey, happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of Mindful Moments with Ben. I'm your host, Ben Hendricks, of course. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, we got the Super Bowl coming up, but it's just me or like the hype surrounding the Super Bowl. It's just not the same. Like back in the days, everybody was like hype, you know what I'm saying? But I guess that comes with every great dynasty. A lot of folks out here pretty tired of seeing them Kansas City Chiefs. But at any rate, congratulations on your success, guys. Let's see what you do with these Eagles this Sunday. The name of the game is Tariffs. Yeah. Currently, we got some trash talking and some heavy hitters stepping up to the plate. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say heavy hitters. Canada and Mexico, they just not having it. The Denver public school system, we'll be talking about that and their bathroom policies. Yeah, they're catching some heat for these new regulations they implemented concerning their restrooms, more specifically the female restroom. And Dalton, Illinois, self-proclaimed super mayor Tiffany Heynard. She tried her hand at the lightweight championship this past week at a town hall meeting. Yeah, listen, it got real nasty. It got real nasty. Hey, we'll have all that and more when we return.
Y'all know what happened last night.
Yeah, we want to start off with the mindful moment of the week, courtesy of young newscaster. But listen, I'm not even exactly sure where she was or where she's located, but yeah, it's a little hilarious. Let's check it out. What we got here? The mindful moment of the week, y'all.
The Kansas City, look to become the first team to ever win 3 straight Super Bowls.
You know what? I guess it's safe to say she's not feeling the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, before we get into anything, man, when these tariffs came about, man, caught a clip of I believe this is a Toronto Raptors game. Now, listen, I know people got a little upset about it. I can dig it. But I'm not so certain that this is the way that you go about doing things. But I mean, whatever, teach his own. Got a clip. This is this past week at a Toronto Raptors game. This is a young lady singing the Star Spangled Banner. And yeah, she's getting booed out the ass. I mean, look, bruh, it don't matter where you go. It's always going to be some idiots. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's the way you go about showing your displeasure for one man implementing tariffs on your country because the citizens had nothing to do with that. But I mean, hey, I guess it comes with the territory, but it's whatever. Everybody in there booing had on an American fucking Toronto Raptors jersey too. And when I say American, I mean American made, NBA, National Basketball Association, whatever. Don't wrap me up. Listen, these tariffs. So apparently Donald Trump, I'm sure everybody know now, Donald Trump was implementing some tariffs. He was placing them on China, Mexico, and Canada. And I believe it was like a 10% or 25% tariff on imports from Canada, like 10% from China, and 10% from Mexico. I have no idea. I can't remember. But at any rate, Yeah, they were bucking back. So Trudeau from Canada, he said he's simply going to put the tariffs on us. And I get it. You know, I get that. And so did President Claudia down there in Mexico. She said the same thing. Oh, that's how you playing? You playing hardball? Well, we're going to play hardball with you. And we're going to place tariffs on y'all as well. Now, listen, I'm not a politician and I haven't really studied or gotten into tariffs, but I know one thing's for certain. Two things for sure. It's probably going to hurt Canada and Mexico a whole lot more than us. Now, will of course be hurting. Make no mistake. And I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but it's probably going to hurt them a little more than us in the long run. If you ask me, these are nothing more than scare tactics by President Trump. You know, and hell, apparently they work because the tariffs were supposed to go into effect. I saw like about an hour ago. I think the report came out early this morning. I don't watch the news like that, but apparently Mexico is already they standing down. They're sending 10,000 troops to the border to assist with the the flow of immigrants coming into the country. Now, what President Claudia did was real courageous. When Trump came out there, he started bucking. Oh, I'm going to charge out some tariffs. She immediately hit back like, oh, word? Then we charging your ass too. I get it. That's real courageous. That's exactly what you're supposed to do, to instill some type of hope and instill some type of faith in your people, to show them that you're not just standing for any old thing. Less than a couple of days later, you're already standing down. Now, apparently, the whole reason for these tariffs is President Trump saying it's a national emergency. He tired of the fentanyl coming in, and he tired of the illegals coming in from the north and south border. Now, listen, I feel him in a way, but whatever. I'm not getting into all that. But President of Mexico said, listen, fentanyl on the street, that's your problem, you know? And if you want to do anything about it, you know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about fentanyl in the street, then y'all need to do a better job of cleaning up, which y'all don't. That's what she said. Y'all ain't doing nothing to clean up these streets over here. That's what she said. Now, all of this is also stemming from, you know, her still being upset, and I get it, about the deportations to begin with. You know, she said it was an attack on her people, and I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. It was an attack on her people, and she didn't like what he was doing. You know, which brings me to the point: attack on your people. Now, I'm not blaming President Claudia for the past history of Mexico. You know, as far as attack on people and treating people inhumane. But I believe not too long ago, was it 2020? Don't quote me, but about 2020 or so, they redid Article 2 of the Mexican Constitution. The Mexican nation is unique and indivisible. The nation is multicultural, based originally on its indigenous tribes, descendants of those inhabiting the country before colonization, and that preserve their own social, economic, cultural, and political institutions, or some of them. Consciousness of indigenous identity will be the fundamental criteria to determine to whom apply the provisions on indigenous people. And it goes down below. Here's the kicker. In Mexico, for the past 500 years, let me repeat that. Afro-Mexicans have been omitted from Mexico's history, governmental rights, and society. At 1.38 million, the country's black population will be recognized for the first time in the Mexican National Census of 2020. So yeah, this was 4 years ago. Mexico was previously one of only 2 Latin American countries, along with Chile, to not officially count their African descendant citizens. So when you start talking about a land treating people inhumane, what you talking about, Claudia? Hmm? Yeah, I wasn't even, and again, this wasn't her problem. It was 4 years ago. I forget when she was elected president. But let's just keep it real. Yeah, I wasn't counting the Afro-Mexican population up until 2020. So they just not people, huh? You're just not even going to count them, huh? Which is to me is a slap in the face because the census is about getting a proper head count. It don't matter who you like or who you hate. It's about getting the proper head count, And these people were here before Spain invaded the place. So let's get off this stolen land shit because almost every land in the world was stolen. But don't come up here talking all that yang as if you guys are totally innocent and you're not treating people inhumane, more specifically your Afro indigenous community. Now, there's also, I picked up another little article here. Check this out. There's a guy, I'm not sure what's his name. Here we go. Bomaro Garcia. We exist. We're here. Afro-Mexicans make the census after long struggle for recognition. When Bomaro Garcia encounters military checkpoints in Mexico's southern Guerrero state. So wait a second. You got military down south and not up north? Okay. Soldiers sometimes asking to sing the national anthem to prove his nationality. Garcia, a black man from the remote Costa Chica region, always refuses and instead schools the soldiers, usually from other parts of Mexico. We exist here. We're here. We occupy this area. We have a culture, and we proudly say that we're Americans. So they're down there making them sing the national anthem because they don't believe black people are Mexicans. But we got the problem here, huh? And here, again, for the past 500 years, Afro-Mexicans have been omitted from Mexico's history, governmental rights, and society. So I bring all that up to say it's getting real nasty. And don't get me wrong, we had one of the nastiest presidents in the world. That man says what the hell he want. He don't care how it sounds. He don't care who he's talking to. Big deal. Big deal. I don't sweat it. But it's getting so that, excuse me, people are coming out the mouth and saying certain things. I remember one time she made a point of saying, well, why don't we call America United States of Mexico? I think Mexico sold that land to America. I don't get into all that shit, man. The only thing I'm trying to say is that's almost stolen land. Every country damn near stolen. And the one thing we shouldn't do as neighbors is start getting into this, start getting nasty, getting personal. Because make no mistake, Mexico has just as much blood on its hand as America. Maybe not as much. But hey, listen, you got a little bit. We have all that and a little bit more when we return. Now, Denver. Let me hold on to my seat for this one. Get a little bit more drink here. Yeah, we're taking it easy this week. Little cranberry Canada Dry. Yeah. Now, Denver public school system. They're under fire because of the bathroom policies. So apparently they implemented some new bathroom policy. Denver high school's all-gender bathroom under investigation by the Department of Education. A new day in America. ED's Office for Civil Rights accused Denver public schools of violating Title IX regulations. This restroom serves all students, including those who may feel uncomfortable in gender-specific facilities, and aligns with our values of supporting every student. The faculty of East High School has developed a plan to supervise and monitor this lavatory, just as they do with all others. Currently, East High School has designated restrooms for male and female students, in addition to the all-gender lavatory. The statement read. Now, there's a couple of things that strike me as being weird with this. And this is a touchy subject, but you know what? You know how we do in Mindful Moments with Ben. We keep it real. Nobody wants to talk about this, and rightfully so, because when you're talking about it in a respect where you're just voicing your opinion, you're automatically labeled as being hateful. And you're automatically labeled as being anti-LBGTQ. That's not always the case. Say what the hell you want. That's not always the case. Students feeling uncomfortable with the gender. So I'm assuming students feel uncomfortable with the gender that they're born in, so they want to go to the other bathroom. Listen here, man. Listen here. Number one, I'm going to just state my claim. I'm not for gender transitions for minors. When you become 21 years of age, you can do what the hell you want to do. I'm not for it before that. Number one. Number two, is it really fixing the problem? Because you may have a male, because he identifies as a female, so he goes in the female bathroom. So now he's comfortable. But those girls aren't. And I want to bring up a very, very, very important point. Whenever these things come up, even with the women in sports, the conversation is always dedicated to how it affects females. Well, I'm here to tell you, we men don't want anybody but men in the bathroom either. We act a certain way. That's our space. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know when it comes to males, just a pure allegation alone will ruin your fucking life. It doesn't have to be true. It's an allegation. So make no mistake. Let me not speak for all men. I'll speak for myself. If you're not a guy, I don't want you in there anyway. So let's stop having this conversation, this one-sided ass conversation, And don't get me wrong. Sure, the dangers for young women are much more, are at a higher rate. The physical dangers, but the moral and alleged dangers are just as high as for men. And those moral and alleged dangers can ruin your life just as quickly as a physical altercation can. Make no mistake about that. Now, I'm not sure why they came about doing it. Well, actually, they said it was a students' agreement. According to the OCR, the school district installed all gender restrooms at the Denver School of the Arts and CEC Early College, both of which serves grades 6 to 12. The letter cited an East High School parent who claimed during a school board meeting that the district has sacrificed the comfort of these young females for this dubious change, now limiting their options. OCR warned that these facilities could potentially be in violation of Title IX regulations, which prohibit discrimination on the basis of sex in any education program or activity operated by a recipient of federal financial assistance. From the department. Denver Public Schools has been placed under investigation by the Department of Education for replacing a women's bathroom with an all-gender facility. Now, this was the thing. They have male bathrooms and they have this all-inclusive bathroom. They took away the women's bathroom for the young ladies. I totally agree with that. They don't have a restroom of their own at all, apparently, according to this. On Tuesday, the Department of Education for Civil Rights announced that it will be looking into the Denver Public Schools district for allegedly discriminating against its female students after converting a female bathroom into an all-gender bathroom at one of its largest high schools. As a result, Easton High School now has an inclusive restroom for male students, no restroom for female students on the second floor. Acting Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights Craig Trainer wrote in a letter to the city's superintendent. And all for those who don't know what Title IX is. Title IX is the United States Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights. Enforces, amongst other statutes, Title IX, the Education Amendments of 1972. Title IX protects people from discrimination based on sex and education programs and activities that receive federal financial assistance. In other words, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial institution. Now, maybe I'm reading this shit totally wrong. Maybe I'm reading it totally wrong, and I will do my research. I don't see how this is a Title IX thing. Maybe I'm just not getting it. It's real late. They got me worked up about it. I don't know. But again, it's a touchy subject. But one thing I know for certain, you can't make any changes that's going to make one group of people comfortable and cause discomfort to another group that's been hypocritical to what the hell you're fighting against anyway. If you ask me, men's bathroom, women's bathroom. You've had your transition, you go in there. Because this identified thing is getting a little bit out of hand, if you ask me. Am I anti-LGBTQ? Absolutely not. But I'm also not saying what the hell that's on my heart. And that's just how I feel. Like, come on now. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, whatever, man. Listen, we'll have a little bit more when we return. Yeah, hey, listen, man. The bathroom thing got me kind of, and you know what? Before we go any further, let's just touch back on this. This is a serious, serious issue. And, you know, out of respect for the brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community, I feel you. Being uncomfortable, being bashed, ridiculed for what it is you're going through, yeah, that can't possibly be a great feeling. But at the same time, just know, I can't help but feel that this issue is starting to take over every aspect of our lives. Home, workplace, school, public. Listen, again, I get it. I absolutely get it. But we definitely have to come to some type of solution out here to ensure that everybody is feeling equally safe, equally respected, and yeah, basically treated the same as everybody else, no matter what's going on with their lives. You know, because at the end of the day, no matter if you're white, black, gay, lesbian, Asian, purple, I don't care. Our similarities reign supreme. And the one thing that I know for certain that we are human beings. So let's not forget about basic human rights before we start branching off into, and not, this is not just a strike against the LGBTQ community. This is for everybody out here fighting for these individual rights. Let's start from the basis and let's go back to human rights, because there's a lot of people out here in the world that aren't privileged to even have a society like this where they can even open their mouths and voice these opinions and these issues, because their basic human rights are out of whack and are not delivered to them. There's people all over the world who are oppressed and their basic human rights aren't getting addressed. So let's all take a chill real quick, you know. Yeah. Tiffany Heynard. I'm not sure if you guys are Heynard. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her. Tiffany Heynard. She's been catching a lot of flack lately. And the reason I brought this up was because I saw this headline. But over the last couple of years, I've been hearing this young lady's name a lot. And apparently she's getting into a whole lot of shit out there in Dalton, Illinois. Scandal-plagued mayor jumps in brawl between her and her boyfriend. Now, right there, the young lady in the blue, it's kind of blurred. But the young lady to her left, kind of orange looking hair. That's Miss Tiffany Heynard. Now, this is how everything started. They were battling. A gentleman said some out of pocket things at a town hall, and her boyfriend didn't like it. Well, you know what? I say, well, let's just run this clip real quick.
So now you've been half mayor, but if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Lightfoot's report about credit cards. You want to talk about them not coming to work, but we've been hearing about what you've been doing while you've been at work, and I'm going to give away the rest of my time because I think on behalf of the Black Cookout Association that we would better take a vote and we're going to exchange your black for Stephanie to be the new member of our. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You go.
Now, Hosdale. Main man was wrong, you know, but I guess he's a little upset, you know. He's a little upset, you know. He's voicing his opinion. Was it the right thing to say? No, you can't be out here calling out people by their name. You know what I'm saying? And her boyfriend didn't take too kind to it. I don't blame him. You got to protect your lady, man. But let me tell you something, Miss Heynard. You're the mayor. Yeah, you're the mayor. I don't think your boyfriend needed any help defending that lightweight heavyweight championship. There was no need for you to get out there as the mayor and get involved in this fight. That's just straight up ratchet. I mean, there's no way. Now, he brought up Lori Lightfoot. If you all know, Lori Lightfoot was the mayor that they kicked out of Chicago for fucking up the city. Apparently, they hired her to come out here and check out the nonsense that was going on in Dalton, Illinois. And they hired her to do an audit, look over the paperwork, the whole nine, at an astounding $400 an hour. Yeah, whatever. But some of the things that Miss Lightfoot found were kind of like disturbing. Lightfoot said that in April 2022, Dalton's general fund balance was $5.61 million. By May 24th, 2 years, the balance had fallen to a deficit of $3.65 million. Over the course of 9 months, Lightfoot excuse me, delved into village credit card transactions in 2023. Charges amounted more than 779,000. On Amazon, more than 50,000 was spent on ice skates and artificial tiles for winter rink purchases that Lightfoot says were not made in compliance with the policies. In examining the village's 6 credit cards, Lightfoot's team was aware of receipts for purchases were rarely provided. Lightfoot revealed that village credit cards were used to make purchases at Amazon, Target, Walgreens, Wayfair, and other retailers. Lightfoot also estimates the amount owed to vendors remains in excess of $5 million. Now, a little bit about Ms. Heynard. Serving as the mayor since 2021 and supervisor of Thornton Township since 2022. Previously, she served 2 terms as a member of the Dalton Village Board of Trustees from 2013 to 2021. She won an election as a trustee in 2013 and 17 and was elected mayor in 2021. She was appointed supervisor in 2022. It also states that she earned a business administration degree from Robert Morris, Illinois, and she's a lifetime resident of Dalton County. Now, listen, I have no idea what it takes to be a mayor as far as political background or experience. And listen, I'm not shooting down nobody with a business administration degree. But I'm trying to figure out why the people of Dalton, Illinois figured that she was qualified to run the damn town. I have no idea. Amongst some other findings that Lori Lightfoot found, well, not Lori Lightfoot, these are just some of the things that said about Ms. Heynard. Numerous village residents, employees, and business owners accused her of using her position to retaliate against perceived political opposition, include alleged use by Heynard of the village police force to harass businesses whose owners had not supported her and extort campaign contributions from business owners. She was also accused of firing several village employees for political reasons. In 2024, Redeemed Christian Church of God Resurrection Power Assembly filed a lawsuit against Heynard in the village, alleging that she had discriminated against them. Now, here's the kicker down here below. Salary and decrease for future supervisors. Heynard's annual salary as a supervisor is $224,000, equal to her predecessors since 2017. So everybody's been getting $224,000. At Heynard's urging in 2023, the township adopted a resolution that would result in a future 90% decrease. Yeah, you heard it. 90% decrease to supervisor salary. This decrease is only to come into effect for the next supervisor, meaning that the supervisor's salary will remain the same as long as she's the supervisor. So she's going to retain her $224,000. But the next supervisor is only going to receive $22,400. Now, you may be thinking, what's wrong with that? Well, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with that. In a nutshell, who the hell gonna run for supervisor if they only getting $22,000? So pretty much, that's deterring anybody else from even wanting to run. And the kicker is, she's retaining her salary. Oh yeah, she's retaining her $224,000 salary. And the next supervisor is only getting $22,000. There's even been a report, and maybe it was in one of the clips I was reading so fast. Even the police cars in this town are subject to being repossessed because they haven't been paid for. Now, I don't know what the hell going on out there, but I do know one thing. And you know what? This might be a little below the belt. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Matter of fact, I think I have it right here. Hold fast. I think I got it right here. Bingo. Heynard faced allegations of spending village funds without proper approval from the board of trustees or the village clerk. Trustees and Heynard argued at council meetings over city spending. In 2024, January 2024, city trustee Brittany Norwood expressed worry that Dalton was headed towards bankruptcy due to the spending. And we're going to slide on down here to the bottom. Heynard alleged that the cuts in the budget would bankrupt Dalton. But here's the kicker. In February 2024, the village was warned by KS State Bank that 13 vehicles used by the police department are at risk of being repossessed. Now, this is what's going on down here in Dalton. You may ask why I bring this up. We'll get to that. Dalton Village, Illinois, racial and ethnic composition. Let's just slide to 2020. White, 2%. Of course, we're going to skip it on purpose. Native American, 0.9. Asian, 0.18. Pacific Islanders, hey, damn it, don't exist. Mixed or multicultural, 1.89. Hispanic or Latino, 4.7. What do you know? Black or African American, 90%. See, this is what I'm talking about. This town is 90% black. And I'm not dogging anybody. But again, based on a lack of political experience or lack of offices or even supervisory positions held, why did 90% of the town who happen to be black think this young lady was qualified to run as mayor? See, that's the shit we gotta stop. We, meaning black people. Yeah, I'm talking to us right now. That's the shit we gotta stop. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't uplift each other because Lord knows we need it. But it's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Uplift your people. No problem. Uplift the right fucking people. This is super disturbing. That you got police cars about to get repossessed, firing employees, credit cards up to $779,000. It's a total mess up there. And you know what? You're fucking it up for the next person. And you know exactly what I'm getting at when I'm saying that. We'll have a little bit more when we return. Be sure to head on over to www.curioussoulstudios.com and get your copy of the Book of Ben, Unveiling Subconscious Wisdom and Conscious Reality. Again, it's my author debut work. You can head on over to www.curioussoulstudios.com and pick yourself up a copy ASAP. Ladies and gentlemen, to be honest, I don't feel as though this was one of my best shows. I'm feeling a little under the weather. It's been like this for a week or so, but regardless, it was always a pleasure. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated because without you, there is no us. Believe that. I'd like to send a shout out to, again, Curious Soul Studios for making this happen. And again, be sure to check them out at CuriousSoulStudios.com. They have a beautiful website complete with a wonderful blog that's definitely worth checking out, complete with wellness resources in the form of life coaching and consultations, Reiki services, and a whole lot more. It's also home, once again, in my debut author book, The Book of Ben, Unveiling Subconscious Wisdom and Conscious Reality. Go and copy yourself one of these ASAP. And not to mention, Also, the Seeker's Manual Manifestation Journal, 4-part series. Excuse me, it's a 4-part series based around the seasons, and it's a wonderful life transformation guide. It's a manifestation journal with wonderful resources within it. I know a lot of people who've copped one, and then super thrilled with it. Super thrilled. Also, shout out to X and Y Human Brand and J Xavier Culture for always keeping us fresh. You can check them out at X and Y Human Brand on social media platforms, also at jxavier_culture. And again, that's on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Listen, remember, stay positive, keep smiling, and never downplay your happiness, your success, or your achievements at the fear of possibly offending anybody. Always stand in your truth, 10 toes down, practice accountability, and strive to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be each and every day. Again, thank you for checking in for Mindful Moments with Ben, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Y'all know what happened last night.